Single dad can't afford prom dress. Store owner is a billionaire who offers more than help. Mike Reynolds stood awkwardly in the middle of the boutique, holding a shimmering blue prom dress and glancing nervously at the price tag. His daughter, Lily, had fallen in love with the gown the moment she saw it hanging in the window of the upscale shop. He couldn't blame her. It was beautiful, elegant, and exactly the kind of thing her late mother would have wanted her to wear. But it was also $1,200. Mike worked 2 jobs just to keep the lights on and food on the table. Being a single dad wasn't easy, but he'd never let Lily feel the weight of his struggle until now. "Dad," Lily said softly, excitement fading from her eyes, "it's okay. We can look somewhere else." "No," he said quickly. "Let's just ask if they have any discounts." He approached the counter, where a poised woman in her late 30s watched the exchange with quiet interest. She wore jeans and a silk blouse, her dark hair pulled back in a neat bun. There was something graceful and commanding about her. Her name tag read, "Sophia." "Excuse me," Mike said, trying to sound casual. "Do you maybe have something like this on sale? Or a gently used version? My daughter really loves it." Sophia looked at him, then at Lily, who stood clutching her hands nervously. She smiled kindly. "Let me check in the back," she said, disappearing through a curtain. Lily turned to her dad. "It's fine, really. I'll wear something else." But Mike saw the disappointment she tried to hide and felt a lump rise in his throat. A moment later, Sophia returned empty-handed. "I don't have a used version," she said, "but I think I can do something better." She walked over to Lily, kneeling to her level. "Would you let me gift this dress to you?" Lily's eyes widened. "Gift?" Mike stepped in. "Wait, I can't let you do that. We're not a charity case." Sophia stood and looked him straight in the eyes. "This isn't charity. This is what your daughter deserves. And sometimes, a little help is just kindness, nothing more." Reluctantly, Mike accepted, grateful beyond words. Lily's joy was uncontainable, as Sophia personally tailored the dress to fit her like it was made for her. As they were about to leave, Sophia handed Mike her card. "I wasn't completely honest. I own this entire brand, 6 boutiques and counting, but I grew up with a single dad too. He raised me alone after my mom died. We were dirt poor, so I understand more than you know." Mike blinked. "You're that Sophia Ramos, the fashion billionaire?" She nodded with a smile. "Yep, I want to offer you something else if you're open to it." Mike was stunned. "What? A job? You said you work 2 already?" "I need a logistics manager for our West Side distribution center. Full-time benefits, and way better hours. You've got gratin. I trust men who put their daughters first." Mike couldn't speak. His world had shifted in a single day. A month later, Lily walked into prom beaming in her perfect dress, and Mike stood at the edge of the dance hall, finally breathing a little easier, knowing that sometimes angels don't have wings, they wear name tags and know how to sew. And Sophia, she watched from her car nearby, smiling. She hadn't just helped them, she had found something she hadn't expected either, a man with heart, strength, and humility. Maybe this was just the beginning of something more. The weeks that followed were like something out of a dream for Mike. After accepting the job, he started working at Sophia's West Side distribution center. It was hard work, but it was honest, stable, and unlike his previous jobs, it allowed him to be home for dinner with Lily every night. For the first time in years, he could afford to take weekends off, fix the leaky faucet, and even help Lily practice driving. But what surprised him most was how often he saw Sophia. She'd drop by the warehouse now and then, never making a grand entrance. She walked the floor in jeans and sneakers, chatting with employees like an equal. One Friday afternoon, she brought donuts for the team. Another day, she asked Mike to ride along to inspect a new property for expansion. "You're not just a logistics guy," she said, as they sat in her sleek black SUV. "You have ideas, solutions. You think ahead." "That's rare," Mike chuckled. "I think ahead because I've had to. When you're a single parent, planning isn't a luxury, it's survival." She nodded slowly. "Yeah, I remember." They sat quietly for a moment, the air warm with mutual understanding. A second chance. One Saturday, Sophia invited Mike and Lily to a charity gala she was hosting. Lily had never seen her father in a suit before, nor had Mike ever imagined himself standing beside billionaires and celebrities. But there he was, stunned by the way Lily beamed in a soft pink dress, also courtesy of Sophia, and the way Sophia looked at him with a sparkle that wasn't just professional. After the gala, while Lily chatted with a young designer she admired, Sophia and Mike stood near the terrace, watching the city lights. "You really believe in second chances, don't you?" Mike asked her. Sophia turned to him, eyes sincere. "Not just believe in them, I live by them." She hesitated, then added, softly, "Mike, you're not just a great father, you're a good man, and if I'm being honest, I don't just admire that, I feel it." He didn't say anything at first, but he reached for her hand. "I never thought someone like you would notice someone like me." "Maybe that's your mistake," she said with a smile. "Maybe I've been waiting for someone exactly like you." Months later, life had changed in every way. Mike had been promoted to regional operations director. Lily got accepted into her dream university with Sophia secretly covering what scholarships didn't. She never told Lily she just quietly made sure the girl's future was secure, and on a quiet evening in spring, as the sun set behind the hills, Sophia stood on Mike's modest porch. Lily was at a friend's house. Mike poured 2 glasses of wine. "You saved me, Sophia," he said. She smiled. "Funny, I think you saved me." Then, without a word, they kissed. No cameras, no headlines. Just 2 people who found each other through kindness, timing, and a prom dress that cost more than Mike's first car. From struggle to love, from sorrow to second chances. Sometimes the most unexpected moments lead to the most beautiful chapters, and it all started with a dress Lily almost didn't try on. New life begins over the next year. Life settled into something that felt like peace. But for Mike and Sophia, it was more than that. It was joy. Real joy. The kind that grows from shared effort, laughter in the kitchen, movie nights with Lily, and long walks without needing to say much at all. Sophia had stepped into Mike and Lily's lives with a simple act of generosity, but she'd stayed with something deeper, genuine connection. And as their lives merged, it became clear this wasn't just a feel-good moment. It was the start of a new family. Mike moved into a better home closer to Lily's new school. Sophia didn't try to fix their world. She respected it. She helped where it made sense and stood back when it didn't. Lily loved her not just for her kindness, but for how she made her dad smile in a way he hadn't since her mom passed. On Thanksgiving, they hosted both their families, Mike's hard-working sister and her kids, and Sophia's once estranged younger brother, now inspired by her compassion. The mix was chaotic, messy, and absolutely perfect. Prom night 1 year later, it was Lily's senior prom. This time, she didn't need help affording a dress, but she chose to wear that same shimmering blue gown. "I want to remember where we started," she told Sophia as they zipped it up together. "You're going to light up that whole room," Sophia whispered, her voice catching. "And I owe it all to you," Lily replied. Mike stood by the door, tearful and proud as his daughter posed for photos, but as he looked at Sophia, his partner, his Rocky, knew something bigger was coming. The proposal a few weeks later. On a quiet Sunday morning, Mike invited Sophia to the park bench where he used to take Lily when she was a toddler. It was nothing fancy, just birds, sunlight, and an old oak tree. He knelt in the grass and held out a small velvet box. "I don't have a yacht or a mansion to offer you," he said, "but I can promise you a life filled with loyalty, love, and grilled cheese." On rainy days, Sophia laughed, tears running down her cheeks. "Mike Reynolds, I'd trade all my billions for that life." She said yes. Years later, people still talked about the mysterious moment when a young girl was gifted an expensive prom dress by a stranger. But they didn't know what happened after the job offer, the rise, the love that bloomed quietly and steadily. Mike eventually helped expand Sophia's business into 5 new states. Lily graduated top of her class and started a foundation to support girls from low-income families going to prom. And in every interview, whenever someone asked Sophia Ramos, the glamorous, sharp, brilliant billionaire, what her proudest moment was, she always smiled and said, it wasn't closing a deal. It was seeing a single dad try everything to make his daughter smile. That day, I didn't just find a family, I found home. And that's how a father's quiet love and a woman's unexpected generosity changed 3 lives forever.